What up?
Nolan, what's
Yo,
up,
dude.
man?
How's it going, man?
Not bad, you?
It's going pretty good. What I didn't know when I signed up for this was that I was going to be doing this for hours. I'm getting a little rickety. I'm not in great shape, Nolan. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a tough act to follow after you go camp to me. Covering.
I think you guys are different enough that it should be fun. Nolan, we met kind of like I don't know about randomly, but you came to our show in Philadelphia probably feels like a year ago now, but I guess it was probably only like 6 or 7 months ago.
I think it was October.
Yeah. And it was amazing to meet you. I think people probably care less about how we met. Uh, and I have some general questions. A lot of these, like, I feel like I've never asked you mostly because I was playing it cool, but I was always kind of probably curious. But I think I'll start. For people who don't know, Nolan is a NHL hockey player on the Philadelphia Flyers, which is obviously the team Sam and I root for growing up in Philadelphia. Yeah. It's pretty insane. Like, most of the people watching this and watching these musicians probably were not drafted number 2 in the NHL draft. There's a select number of people that have done that, and I know you're too humble to actually talk about it. But the reality is that at some point, a group of relatively smart hockey people determine that you're one of the best hockey players in the world in your age group. And I'm more curious, like, how the hell does someone get to that point? Like, has hockey been your entire life? Like, have you worked for that?
Yeah, so I grew up in hockey family. My dad played, my uncle played, so that's all I really did growing up. I didn't really get much of a choice when it started. I was kind of thrown into it, so I loved it since I was young and just stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a humble guy. I think my guess is that it took more than sticking with it. I've stuck with a lot of things and not made it to the level that you're at. Um, but I'm trying to like do too many things at once here. But my question for you is, like, you're rising up the ranks and stuff like that. Like, I assume a big part of like what you did was playing juniors and stuff. Where did you play like your junior hockey and stuff?
I played junior in Brandon, so it's like 2 hours from Winnipeg, so it was unreal. Like, I would come home quite a bit. My family would come out all the time, so it was unreal playing there. It was fun.
What like, how far is that from where you're from?
2 hours. It's not bad at all. It's nice.
That's nice. My question too is, like, all right, so how many years does that take of your life that you're doing that?
In junior,
Yeah,
it was 3 for me. But you can play 16 to 20. So
I see. And
yeah.
I have another question, which is simply that, and you can lie if you have to. Was it more fun playing juniors or in the NHL? Like, I feel like for us, sometimes we think about like the come up, the like goofing off, and like the sort of like, like there's
I,
something to be
I,
said about the
I think
come
you
up.
know the answer to that one.
Can't say it.
Oh, you can't say it. All right. Well, we'll just imagine what the
It's a
answer
lot
is.
different though, because you're playing junior. Everyone's 16, 17, 18. You're hanging out every day, and then you go play pro, and there's guys with families, kids. So I go home, play video games all day. They go home to their families. So
I think I get it. I guess I'm kind of wondering too. I know that you're a big music fan, which is part of the reason we have you. Part of the reason we have you on here. How or why? Like, what is it in your life that got you so into music? Obviously, everyone listens to music, but you seem more into music than most.
yeah, it was probably my dad. I grew up like listening to Neil Young, and he's huge into music. He plays guitar quite a bit, so I would always just listen to whatever he was listening to. And then probably like my 3 best buddies are really into similar music, so we always are kind of just listening to the same stuff.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I have to ask. I was thinking about, like, obviously the other day you reached out, or I probably reached out, to be honest. But you're a guitar player yourself.
I wouldn't say that.
I,
Long ways from calling
there
it that.
there's some guitar skills in there. I'm not going to put you on the spot to play guitar, but I am wondering, like, you've been in the NHL for a couple of years now, and you're a fan of music. Is that like are there a lot of guys that are really into music? Are there any guys that you've met that are like, I guess not only into music, but like, have you ever met anyone that like you're like is a really good guitar player, or like that we should know about that like can really play?
I don't think so. I honestly don't know anyone. I don't know
Interesting.
any. I've never met a hockey player who plays.
Interesting.
Like I've never.
Like, I mean, I know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but you have a roommate. Am I allowed to share your roommate?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Nolan is roommates with Kevin Hayes, who's also on the Philadelphia Flyers. When I went in and we were hanging out, you guys have like a nice sound system. I'm just wondering, as a musician, like how much does music and kind of like bonding over music happen in an NHL locker room? Like, is there like a pretty big division of like these guys listen to country, so we don't really fuck with them?
Um, I had to take the reins on the music last year. I was getting out of control.
What were
Oh,
they playing?
I had to step up. So I was on the aux cord for probably the second half of last year. It's tough though, because you gotta know your crowd. You gotta play what everyone likes, and then someone's always complaining. So it's not easy to be that
What
guy.
does
But
everyone like?
I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like techno summer vibe music.
I see, like EDM.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Interesting, interesting. Well, you're really throwing the Flyers under the bus here, music wise. If I ever meet these guys, I'm gonna have to square them up. As no one,
Jake Voracek's big into music. He likes the old stuff.
okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Makes me appreciate Jake Voracek more. Listen, dude, I won't keep you. We really appreciate you coming on, helping us out for a good cause. Nolan's a great dude, an incredible hockey player. If you're as bored as I am, you should go check out the YouTube highlights. I've gotten into the Wheat Kings highlights and some Flyers highlights as well. Some big goals for the Flyers, and honestly, as a Flyers fan and as your friend, can't wait for you to get back out on the ice, hopefully soon, and tear it up, because this kid is, what are you, 21 years old?
Yeah, 21.
His best hockey's ahead of him, and we really appreciate you doing this, man. Can't wait to watch you in the future.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Okay, man.
Peace,
Love
man.
you.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much. Love you.
Bye.
Peace, man.
Connor Bar.